think we'll all can agree that education is important. It doesn't matter from what background. I remember my parents telling me, you got to work hard. You got to get the grades and you got to go to school. That's the only way you can succeed. And one of the best parts of the plan that Alan talked about is that each student, if you get the grades, you have either $1,000 or $1,500 grant to go to school with. And it's either $1,000 or $1,500 depending on your economic situation. And that's good because that's the way we succeed. We talk about equality of opportunity and upward mobility. And the best way to achieve that is through education. I guess what Alan's point and my point is, it's just like families, we have to have priorities. The Liberal Party believes in a strong justice system, and if elected, we will maintain the 4 omnibus crime bills passed by the Conservatives and supported by the Liberal government. The question was education, also touched on a major part of what this election is about, which is military spending on fighter jets. That was a question. I believe that we need fighter jets. I believe that we ought to have a tender process. We have a government that states that it's going to be $16 billion. We have a parliamentary budget officer that says it's going to be $30 billion. I would believe the parliamentary budget officer, Kevin Page, because he got his information from the Pentagon. He got his information from the Italian, British, French, Turkish, and French Air Force. The key point here is, where do you put your priorities? I believe that we ought to put priorities on families, but you also have to have a strong economic growth. And the question also asked the point about corporate tax cuts. The Liberal government, under Paul Martin and Jean Chrétien, took corporate tax cuts, or the corporate tax rate, from the highest in the G8 to one of the lowest. But that was done when we were in surplus. We're no longer in surplus. So the Liberal Party position is, it doesn't make any sense to take $6 billion, borrow that, provide it to the big corporations. And remember, these corporations are sitting on $500 billion of retained earnings. And they're not creating the jobs. So to summarize, I think what ought to get done, and what the Liberal policy would do, is to focus on families, and on the education part, have a $1,000 or $1,500 grant to students. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Very good.